Banger after banger.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community posts. You already know how we get down over here, baby. You already know the vibes. And it's Wednesday. You already know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite. So, man, interesting. So next week, it's going to be Title Tuesday. It's going to be the war. They're going to reignite the war between AEW and WWE/NXT. It's going to be an interesting Tuesday next week, ladies and gentlemen. We got NXT on their normal time spot, but Dynamite is going to be moved to Tuesday next week due to baseball. And I got to say, man, as far as wrestling fans go, we're eating good as far as both shows go, because you got John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Asuka, Paul Heyman pulling up to NXT. And as far as AEW goes, you got Jay White versus Adam Page. You got John Moxley versus Ray Phoenix. You got damn Bryan Danielson versus Swerve. So I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as reviewing it, man. As far as reviewing Dynamite, and I was actually thinking about starting to review NXT. So I have no idea what I'm gonna do as far as doing what, as far as watching what. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But as far as this week goes, as far as this Wednesday night episode of Dynamite, man, it was alright. It was an alright show. This is the 4-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite. Happy anniversary to you. Ooh, 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 ooh. So we kicked it off with actually a backstage segment with Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega talking about their tag team match against Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. And then a wild Adam Copeland appears. I'm trying not to call him Edge. He's always going to be Edge to me, but I'm going to try to call him by his actual AEW name, his actual real life name, Adam Copeland. And Kenny Omega made me laugh because he said his debut had him on Edge. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then we kick off proper with Nick Jackson taking on Ray Phoenix for the International Championship. And to the surprise of absolutely no one, this was a dope match. Ray Phoenix and Nick Jackson actually killed it, man. Ray Phoenix won. There was a little part of me that was thinking, it would be cool to see Nick Jackson win, but Ray Phoenix got the W. And like I mentioned earlier, man, it's going to be Ray Phoenix versus John Moxley, the rematch for the International Championship next week on Tuesday Night Dynamite for the war, the Great Tuesday Night War. So this is where Dynamite kind of fell off a little bit for me, because what was supposed to be a pre-tape segment between Adam Cole with the Kingdom and Rod Strong, we couldn't hear nothing, man. It was audio issues going on, and the segment looked funny. I just couldn't hear what was going on, and apparently nobody else could hear what was going on either. This was so bad they had to replay the segment once they got the audio issues fixed. So it was a funny segment. It was Adam Cole pulling up to Roderick Strong's house, and you know, it was a shenanigans. You had Adam Cole rolling around at Roddy Strong's house with one of those scooters, those push scooters for your leg when you hurt your leg and you rolling around with a cast or whatever. And you know, they were just having fun. Roddy's hitting the Adam. So yeah, it was pretty entertaining. What wasn't entertaining for old Griff Garrison was the fact that he got his cheeks clapped by the returning Wardlow. And you know, we haven't seen Wardlow since he lost the TNT Championship on the debut episode of Collision, and he kind of disappeared off the face of the earth for a little bit. But he returned to squash Griff Garrison. Yeah, that was a thing. He hit him with 5 power bombs and he dipped out. He left. So yeah, good for old Wardlow. Not so good for Griff Garrison, who I didn't know was from North Carolina. You know, cool. That was. And then after this, we have the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass taking on the Butcher and the Blade and Kip Sabian. I think this was for the Trios Championships. I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest with you. Once I saw the Butcher and the Blade, I was like, I don't care. And then the Acclaim came out, and I was like, And I gotta say, I like the Acclaim. They're entertaining, but you know, I don't really care too much about the Acclaim anymore like I used to. I mean, they're insanely over. They got the scissoring down. They're the trio champions, but I don't care. They won their match. Moving on. So after this, we have the Bang Bang Gang. We have the Bullet Club Gold come out, and they want answers from MJF. You have the Ass Boys. You have Juice Robinson, and they want to know what's up, man. They don't trust MJF. MJF says that it wasn't him that attacked Jay White. His Devil's mask got stolen, but the Bang Bang Gang, they don't believe him. So MJF comes out and he reiterates the fact that he called Jay White tofu. He called the Ass Boys, and he called Juice Robinson talentless Timmy or some shit like that, and he had the crowd chanting. And MJF's new thing now is he's trying to like be like The Rock a little bit, where he just insults you and then just says catchphrases, which is entertaining and it's funny. But you had MJF come down to the ring, looked like he was gonna try to fight the Bullet Club, and then out of nowhere Jay White comes out of nowhere and attacks MJF, and they get the jump on MJF. They put the beats to him, and Jay White makes it he puts the challenge out there. He wants MJF for the AEW Championship at Full Gear. MJF accepts the challenge, and it's official. It's going to be for the AEW Championship. MJF, Switchblade Jay White. And I think I mentioned this last week in my review. I wouldn't be mad if, Jay White pulled out the... I don't want to call it an upset because it's Jay White, but I wouldn't be mad if Jay White won and became the new AEW champion. That's just me. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. So after this, we had a random ass backstage segment between Hook and Orange Cassidy, and they were talking about championships and they're eating chips, so good for them. What's good for us is the tag team match between Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho taking on the team of Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. And I gotta say, this is an entertaining match. Kyle Fletcher is dope, man. I want to see more from him. Takeshita, he's a badass. And the streak is finally over. Kenny Omega finally got a win. And the streak is finally over. Kenny Omega finally broke his losing streak. He got a win in this tag team match. Good for him. Good for Kenny Omega. Good for Canada. Good for the Don Callis family because they got a new member in Powerhouse Hobbs. And I'm like, yo, what? Powerhouse Hobbs looks like he's with the family. He's finally done with QTV. Thank you, God. Praise Jesus. Praise be Allah. And I think they said next week is going to be Chris Jericho taking on Powerhouse Hobbs. And I got to say, man, that what looked like a weak-ass stable is now looking kind of lit, man. You got Takeshita, you got Sammy Guevara, you got Powerhouse Hobbs, and you got Will Ospreay, and I'm assuming the United Empire is a part of the Don Callis family too by association. So they got a pretty strong looking stable, man. It's lit, man. It's not too bad at all. After this, you go to the training room. MJF, he's hurt, he's banged up, and then Max Caster, he's massaging MJF, and MJF's like, yo, stop being weird, dude. Like, leave me alone. So after this, he tried to call Adam Cole, but Adam Cole didn't answer. And then MJF looks like a sad panda, man. He's looking upset that his best friend Adam Cole didn't answer the phone. So, this is, setting up more dissension between Adam Cole and MJF. MJF doesn't know how to deal with friends being distant. He's not used to having friends. So, he's having a tough go at it. He's not really having a good night so far, but, Samoa Joe cut a promo, though. He had a backstage, he cut a pre-tape vignette, and he wants some gold. He wants the power, and it looks like he wants another shot at MJF. So we had timeless Tony Storm taking on Sky Blue, and I gotta say, man, I'm tired of Sky Blue being put in this position of being the person that just gets beat by everybody. It's like there's other women on the roster that could have got beat by by Tony Storm. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's the one women's match. So yeah, man, Tony Storm beats Sky Blue. The gimmick is over. Like I said, Tony Storm has just gone crazy. Their presentation is hilarious. Her entrance is hilarious. She has her makeup all smeared. She's got her lipstick smeared all over the place, like looking like the Joker. So that was hilarious. But again, man, Sky Blue is just taking loss after loss after loss, and it kind of sucks for her, but it's good for Tony Storm. So yeah. So now we go to the main event segment. We have the Rated R Superstar, Edge, now known as Adam Copeland. It's still weird calling him by his real name, but Adam Copeland makes his way to the ring. He's talking to Tony Schiavone. He tells Tony Schiavone to get the hell out of his ring. He has some stuff to say. And he says that, man, he's excited to be in AEW. He's cutting the "I'm happy to be here" promo, and he starts listing off people he wants to face. He says Jay White, Powerhouse Hobbs, Kenny Omega, John Moxley, MJF. He said the AEW Championship will look good around his waist. So that's another person that wants a shot at the AEW Championship. But he said that the real reason that he wanted to come to AEW is because his family kind of pushed him to it. Like, after he finished up with WWE, he was like, man, Edge was like, should I retire? And his kids were like, no, man, finish up your career with Uncle Christian. So that was ultimately the reason he wanted to come to AEW. He called out Christian. He was like, listen, Christian, you're out here, you got your turtleneck on, you're talking about people's dead fathers, you're trying to attack Sting. That's not cool, man. We grew up idolizing Sting, man. You got your haircut like Sting, you had the shitty rat tail and everything. So listen, man, just stop being a dickhead. Let's get the band back together and let's reform ENC. Edge and Christian, let's go after the AEW Tag Team Championships. Let's face the Young Bucks. Let's face all these great tag teams. And it's looking like Christian's considering it. They hug. Christian holds up the mic and tells Edge, go fuck yourself. And I'm like, hey, yo, you can't say that on national television. But Christian said he told Edge to go fuck himself. And it ended with Christian saying, listen, this is just a preview of what's waiting for you this Tuesday. And he brings out Luchasaurus. He brings out, what's that boy's name? Nick Wayne. And Edge is looking confused. He's like, bro, we're supposed to be brothers, man. We were in the Brood. We did all the TLC matches together. And that's how Dynamite ends. Yeah. So, as far as Dynamite goes, the good parts were really good. The things involving Edge and Christian and the Don Callis family and the International Championship match, those were good. Tony Storm's character work was good. The MJF Jay White stuff was good. Everything else was what it was, man. As far as the whole NXT AEW thing goes, man, I'm gonna try to watch both. I don't know which show I'm gonna review. I don't know if I'm gonna do a Dynamite review, if I'm gonna do an NXT review. I don't know how I'm gonna play this. But as far as this episode of Dynamite goes, the good outweighed more of the mid, so I'm gonna give this episode an honorary W. It barely got it, man, because of the good stuff. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below, man. What did you think about this episode of Dynamite? What are you going to be watching next Tuesday? Is it going to be NXT? Is it going to be AEW? Are you going to be watching both? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care of these. I'm out. Peace. Go fuck yourself.